Hi, this is IYikKam time again. Today I'd like to share with you something extremely important because we need to get out from this trap. Get out from this trap. Okay, it is a trap. And the trap is the categorizations of external art, 外加, and internal art, 内加. Okay, so we often heard that people say Shaolin is external art, Tai Chi is internal art, and internal art is have this internal power. So Wing Chun is what? Wing Chun is an offspring of Shaolin, so Wing Chun is external art. Okay. And then later on we said, no, we have internal Wing Chun too. You know what? After you watch this video, you're gonna drop this. Because the categorizations of internal and external, really, it is baseless. Even though it started 300 years ago. So don't romancing the ancient, okay? As I tell many people, don't romancing IYikKam, also Liangzhan. There's plenty of story here and there. And we can keep romancing and then keep making up more and more legend, and it get all stuck. So let's go into the content of what I want to show you today, or I want to share with you today. Okay. And before that, I would like to tell you one thing. People sometimes tell me, "Hey Hendrik, why are you talking so much theory? You're keeping talking theory." Okay. Well, now I want to tell you what it is. I don't only talk theory, I also present processes, share processes. Now, these days, many people keeping acting like, don't talk, just fight me. See, can you fight me? Show me. Is that kind of attitude can go anywhere? No, it cannot go anywhere. Seriously, you look at General Qi Guang, who can defeat 1,000 Japanese pirates and only have 3 casualties. Even him writing down the momentum notes, drawing the momentum notes, it present theory and the process of our training. So what are we going to say here? Hey, you know what? Just fight me. I can beat you. What does it mean? It means nothing. Okay? Because all these top great people like General Qi Guang, it's like today's technology. You need to have the theory and you need to have the process to make something happen, and then they have to balance each other or check each other. Okay, it's not like, oh, you just fight me. Okay, I can be beating you. Okay, my chi is better than you, my jing is better than you, and my chi sao is better than you. Stop that. Okay, because even General Qi Guang don't do that, and all this top technologies don't do that. So you need the theory, you need the process. That's the only way that you don't have to waste time to develop real skill. Okay, and I'm not interested in making money with what I'm finding out. Okay, it is simple, right? If I find out something, I just sell you something. It's like selling you fish. Okay, but I'm not selling you anything. in my video or in my books, I teach you how to fish. I don't want to sell you fish. If I want to make money and I'll open a big organization, believe me, every month I can come up with a new idea, okay? And you keeping paying me money. But I don't do that. I give you the theory and the process. As what I'm saying, this is open source education, so everybody can figure out. You don't even have to pay me a cent. Okay? Because my agenda is different. My agenda, the mission is, how can I help most people if possible? Because I'm a Wing Chun, right? In this world, you cannot talk everything about money or who is the best. Forget about this. I don't need those. I want to be just a normal human being. Like, we can communicate in a really very humane way, okay? Like at the home, okay? Not sitting on some CEO office and try to prove who is a more hotshot, okay? It is uncomfortable life that way. You know, like, I'm the grandmaster. Who cares, okay? Can we talk like a human, real human, okay? So, my mission is very simple. How can I help? Okay? So that's why I need to talk theory. Otherwise, it's going to go nowhere. And then people who have no patience, of course they cannot learn. But people who have patience, whatever I'm talking in 1 hour, probably you need to use 10 hours to digest it. And it is normal. Why? Because I spent 40 years in this thing. Okay? And if you can figure out with 10 hours, how much time have you saved already? How much money have you saved already? Okay? Now, again, have you ever seen anybody talk about the 4 momentum zone, even it is there in General Chi Chi Guang's teaching? Now look in Wing Chun, in TCMA, internal, external people who talk about this 4 momentum zone. Well, I share with you all. Why? Very simple. Anyone can boast that they are top fighter. Anyone can boast about their Xing Qi to Dan Tian, have this magic Jing, Fa Jing, mind power, the most proper secret Tan Sao or whatever. Do you think the MMA player who was trained in the 4 momentum zone care to listen to that magic power? Do you think that the MMA player care? You talk about IYikKam or Liang Zhan, the king of Wing Chun, or those kind of things. Do you think they care? Well, the fact is, if we have no idea what is the 4 zone or 4 momentum zone, we have no idea what we train is belong to which zone. Well, guess what? We are living in a fantasy zone. At that minute, at that second, at that instant, you lost already. Because the MMA player know which zone they are fighting at. How to get to what zone. Usually, as in my other video I show you, they go in the first zone, even like pretending a kick or anything, and then they go to the 3rd zone, the takedown, and the 4th zone, they finish you. So you say, well, I have this short power, inch power of Wing Chun. Big deal. You can go there more as much as you want. Or I have this Fa Jing of internal art. Or I have mind power. I can align my spine. Well, go facing that MMA players, which is they train that way for the 4 zone. What are you going to do about it? You can do a thing about it because you don't even know what happened in the real life. the four zone. Okay. So that's why it is critical I brought up this four zone. And it's critical. I want to show you what happened on this today. And so after this, let's drop this internal, external, all this categorizations and focus on the four zone. Otherwise, Wing Chun have no future. Period. Because we are not doing what the ancestor is doing. And then we mix up with all this external, and then when we heard other people have internal, then we want to be internal, we put the name internal, stamp there. Oh, I have mind power, I have chi power. But the fact is that we don't even know the most basic four zone of our ancestor. So what good is that? Okay? So that's why I said, when you see something, somebody practice something or teach something or demo something, you ask yourself, which zone is that belongs to? Are they really playing momentum? Right away you can see, if they are not playing momentum and they don't know which zone is it, then obviously it's belong to the fantasy zone. If you live in the fantasy zone, you know what is the outcome when you face the MMA who train in the four zone. It's simple as that. Okay? So, let's start on this, the internal and external categorization stuff, which is we want to get rid of. So that here on everybody is free. Okay? Free means we don't have to deal with this time wasting stuff anymore. So, the internal art stuff, all this categorization stuff, start at an epitaph in 1669. Okay, the epitaph of Wang Zhennan. Okay. So this epitaph of Wang Zhennan, which is dated 1669, is the earliest, which is talk about the internal art or 内家, such as today Tai Chi says the internal, those kind of stuff. And it reference to the Taoist Zhan San Feng. Okay. So is this epitaph, based on this epitaph, that the Chinese martial art, traditional martial art, being categorized to have this internal art or 内家拳, and then external art is 外家拳, and 外家拳is belong to the Shaolin, and the 内家拳 is belong to Wudang or Tai Chi and all this, the 内家, internal and those kind of stuff. Okay, so it start there. Okay, so it say here, I translate it for you. It say here, Shaolin martial arts, the uniqueness is to attack people. And due to it is attacking people, then it has opening, so people can make use of its opening to defeat it. And that's external art. Okay. So again, Shaolin art, the uniqueness of the Shaolin art is to attack people, and due to they attack people, then they have opening, and people can take advantage of opening to defeat them. Okay, there's external art. And then they say there's internal art or 内家. Okay, they say internal art is using stillness, i.e. like standing still, okay, to subdue the moving, something which is moving. Okay, so whoever attack them, they can bounce them off. So there's internal art, meaning that they're going to stand still or being in a still state. So when people moving toward them and attack them, they can bounce you off. That is called internal art, 内家. And then this internal art start from the Taoist 张三丰. Okay, so this is what is wrote in the epitaph, and start from that second on. Somehow later people use that to do these categorizations of internal and external. Okay, now is that true? Is that true that Shaolin is attacking people and have opening and people can make use of the opening and defeat them? And it is true that, okay, so we ask the question, it is true that the internal art 内家拳 people, okay, or i.e. the Tai Chi people, they standing still when people attacking them in moving, so they will bounce you off. Okay, and then so is that true that way? Okay, now the first point we want to look at, the first point, okay, the first point I want to share with you guys is this. Remember, this epitaph is written in 1669, right? 1669. Now, about 100 years ago, 1560, General Qi Guang have already wrote his book. Okay? Now, in this book, where he talk about Shaolin is good at pole, he never mentioned anything about Shaolin good in the fist. Okay? So at this time, they already have four momentum zone. Okay? And it listed the Shaolin is good at pole, and then the Mianzhang, short strike, all different kind of art. Okay? In this book. Now, Shaolin, as we know from here, this book, Shaolin actually took General Qi Guang's teaching, evolved with it. That's why you have this book, okay, the short strike. So at the Qi Guang time, the Shaolin is practiced pole, good at pole. No, not mentioned about their fist. They probably practice some fist, but they are not mentioned that. And then this is in this book. Okay, Qi Guang, then Qi Guang wrote that. Okay, and then later the Shaolin evolved with whatever Qi Guang said and evolved into this. Okay, and this book is written 1784, but the Chinese researchers saying that the monk mentioned in this book actually exists, very likely exists in the 1670 era, because their name is trackable in the Songshan Shaolin. Okay, now so right now we ask the questions. Does epitaph saying that the Shaolin art is attacking people and then it can be taken advantage of, and then it is very famous? But wait a minute, Shaolin do not have the very famous fist fighting art at 1560s. So when they wrote this epitaph in 1669, Shaolin is already evolved into General Qi Ji Guang's teaching. So, it is not about Shaolin is Buddhism's, so that it is called external, because Buddhism is from external of China, and it is not true that that this is the case, because the Shaolin is using General Qi Ji Guang's teaching for their fist art. Okay, because it's here, the evidence. Okay. Now, on the other hand, this is Qi Ji Guang writing. This is the single whip. This is the General Qi Ji Guang writing. This is the single whip. Dan Bian. Okay? This is the Chen Taiji book. This is Dan Bian. Okay? Now, in General Qi Ji Guang's writing 1560, there is no Taiji Quan recorded. There is no Nei Jia Quan recorded. There is no Zhan Sanfeng recorded. None in this book. And we know today that the Chen Taiji is using General Qi Ji Guang's teaching. They're using the long fist teaching. Wing Chun is following the Shaolin, which is the short strike teaching, which is listed here. And then there are somebody like the Fujian, the dog fish is actually using the ground fighting stuff. So you see, from this book, the teaching of General Qi Ji Guang, the Chen Taiji is a spin-off. The dog style is a spin-off. The Shaolin short strike is a spin-off from this book. So, are we going to say General Qi Ji Guang is external art? His teaching is external art? Well, it got nothing to do with Shaolin. It got nothing to do with Buddhism. It is General Qi Ji Guang teaching. Okay. So this epitaph is actually not present the facts. There is no internal or external at this time. And as we can see that Chen Taiji, which is the oldest of the Taiji, is a derivation or spin-off of General Qi Ji Guang. Same with the Shaolin art, and same with the dog fish and so forth. Okay. So that is how reality is. What reality is. Okay. So historically, the Buddhism, the Shaolin, is actually using General Qi Ji Guang's teaching. And the guy who claimed that about the Neijia, like Taiji today, is also using General Qi Ji Guang teaching. And you tell me, why is that both of them come from General Qi Guang teaching, and one is saying that, oh yeah, you are external art, we are internal art. What are you talking about? Okay, so that's point one. Everybody is the same spin-off, okay, from the same company, General Qi Guang company. Okay, the second thing is that over here he said that Shaolin is famous, in the epitaph, remember? He said that Shaolin is famous, and it is a moving art. Its uniqueness is to attack people, but it have opening, and then it can be take advantage and defeat. And while internal art is standing still there, whoever move in, attack them, can get bounced away. So this is called internal art. Now, this is 1669. Let's go back to 1560 when General Qi Guang fight the Japanese pirate. It is already talk about momentum play, 4 momentum zone play, okay? At that time, the technology of General Qi Guang is already really advanced momentum play. If you want to have an idea how it is, look at today's MMA. Is very close to that. Okay, it can be represent. It can tell you, what is a picture there. How is that supposed to be? Say, Shaolin is or external art is good in or unique in attacking people, but because they are opening, they can be defeated. You go to fight an MMA guy who practice a train in the 4 zone. Is it so easy to defeat them? Because they attack you, they have opening, you can go and defeat them? Is that so easy? Did anybody see a guy standing still there and get attacked by the MMA guy, and then they defeat a bouncing off? Well, sorry sir. The reason all the Tai Chi MMA, Bagua MMA is that they couldn't even pass through the zone 1, the internal art people. And of course you can see they still use the model like, they're standing there, and then they still, and they try to defeat whatever coming in with this internal Jing or power or Xing Qi. But what's the reality? Get KO by the MMA people. Okay? So, one thing I want to show you. Even at that time, around that time, okay, in Okinawa and Japan, already they implement General Qi Guang's 4 zone, 4 momentum zone fighting. Okay. So this epitaph, which written in the 1669, is presenting an oversimplified, unrealistic model there to differentiate the external art and internal art. Okay, so that's the second point. Meaning, it is not accord to the sophisticated of General Qi Guang's martial art technology, which is 100 years ago, 1560. It is like, for example, that today everybody already using smartphone, and then you get a guy who wrote about, the line telephone, okay, and all this line telephone, and you can say, what the heck, what the world are you talking about? The whole world is using smartphone already. Are you talking about this line telephone? So the second point is this descriptions of internal and external is oversimplified. Okay, that's a fact. The third one, the internal art descriptions in the epitaph say, keep still or standing still, and then they'll bounce off attacker. Okay? So there's internal. You know what is the fact? At that time of 1600, after General Qi Gong time, when the Chinese martial arts say using stillness to defeat the move, it is not about the proper informations or the proper technology, the proper definitions. It's not about standing still and defeat somebody who come attack. That 以静制动, or in Mandarin, or the using the stillness to defeat the whatever incoming which is moving, it actually means being being in control, okay, in control, and purposely make an opening to bait the opponent to come in. So instead of standing still there, actually they purposely, show an opening just to bait the other guy come in. And then when other guy come in, of course the opponent is now falling into the trap, and they take him out. Okay. So using stillness to defeat the moving incoming opponent, it doesn't mean that one stands still there. It means that one take the initiative. One is the master of the game. One just make an opening to bait the opponent to come in and take him out. So it is not what today people think, you 站桩, you're standing in the standing pose, and people touch your hand, you bounce him away. It's not that. You see the difference? In the 1560 time, already it is about using stillness to defeat the incoming move and everything, the charge in from the opponent means that I just take initiative, I fake an opening, I bait him and he come in, he's in the trap, I take him out. That's what it is. It got nothing to do with standing still there like 站桩, like now today everybody, a lot of people believe, I want to do 站桩 so that I have this qi power, internal power, where you touch my hand, you fly away. Sorry, it never exists. Okay? Because it never exists, that's why nobody can explain to the physicists what the heck is going on. And people keeping telling us, oh, there's a 占山风, there's internal qi and jing and everything, and then when you touch them, you fly away, and then it's from 站桩, everything. That's not what it is. What it is everything is so dynamic, and you take initiative within the dynamic of the momentum zone exchange. You bait the opponent, he come in, charge in, you take him out because he now taking the bait, he's trapped, and it's a momentum to momentum play, you take him out that way. That's what the reality is. There's nothing exists that you're standing there still using the 站桩, Xin Qi power, and then you have mind power, then people touch your hand, they fly. Okay? So now you see the third point, the reality. Okay? So the fourth point, the fourth point is this qi and breathing stuff. The Chinese, this is the Yellow Emperor Classic. It's thousands of years people Chinese use this is the base of the Chinese culture. And if you want to look at this book, this Shaolin book at that era, and this Shaolin book, it talk about qi, dan tian. So again, there's no difference between what today a lot of internal art marketing saying that we have this qi and everything. Well, it's there. And again, qi is only two things. One is breathing, another thing is circulation. So what is all this mysterious stuff about internal power and all this kind of thing? It never exists. So to recap, the first thing, there is no Shaolin or Taoist Zhan San Feng stuff, because both the Shaolin or Tai Chi is the derivation spin-off of General Qi Ji Guang. The second point is, in the epitaph it said that the Shaolin is famous, and then it is moving around, so it being easy to take advantage of, while the internal art people is standing still, and then whoever move in, attack, get bounced off. That is too oversimplified model in 1669, where in 1560 already there is play of four momentum zone, and it's keeping changing of the momentum. It's much more sophisticated, much more sophisticated than this so-called, Shaolin is just move in, charge in, and you have opening, and then you can take him out, while we are just standing, have this chi power, whatever power to defeat him. Well, even if you talk to today's MMA player, they say, what the heck are you talking about? Okay, so that's oversimplified. The third thing about this standing still, using this chi power, whatever power, sing chi and all power to bounce people off when they attack you. The reality is, the definitions at the ancient time is, at the exchange of the momentum, it just take the initiative to bait the other guy so that they fall into a trap and you take them out. That is a momentum play. It's not use chi and power, all this kind of thing. And the fourth, the chi and the breathe and the chi, all this internal stuff is just Yellow Emperor Classic, and the Shaolin have the same thing, because they all even the Shaolin, even you say this Buddhism, all this based on Chinese culture. Okay. So you say Tai Chi or internal art, they based on the same culture with the Chinese culture. So this so-called internal and external art categorization is just somebody want to make a sales on what they are selling. Okay, and even it is not fit to the reality at that time. So why do we want to follow this stupid categorization which screw up the Chinese martial art for past 300 years, or at least 200 years, or at least 100 years? Because people believe in this kind of thing, and right now you see it cannot deliver in the face of MMA, and the only thing can deliver is to go back to the Qi Ji Guang time and the Wing Chun ancestor time, you based on the four momentum zone training. Otherwise, it's kiss up there. Okay? Now, saying this, I'm not saying that like Chen Tai Chi is no good. I'm not saying that. Okay? I'm only saying that this internal art, whatever art thing is just too much. Okay? Chen Tai Chi, you have to respect them. Why you want to respect them? Because if you look at this, their ancient writing is very detailed and technical. It's very scientific in today's term. Okay? So you know they are really detailed and they know the whole system. Okay? Even though Chen Tai Chi is a long face art, Wing Chun is a short strike art, we have to be able to respect our competitor, you want to call it, because they are really details on what they are practicing. They are really details inside there. Okay, and you have to respect that. So this is to share with you today. Okay, we need to base on reality, drop the stupid categorizations of internal and external that never exist. Okay, and we need to base on the four momentum zone, and we want to respect, like the Chen Tai Chi. We know that their ancestor, they are good people. They are very strong. Okay, they're advanced people. We need to respect, like this, the Bubishi, Okinawa Day people. They are good people. They have a details. Okay. Same with this, the ground fighting, the dog fish people. Okay. They know how to handle their momentum. Okay. So this is what I want to share with you. We Wing Chun, we better get into the four momentum zone. Get expert in that the short strike in the zone 2, zone 3. Otherwise, we have no idea what we are doing. So this is to share with you today. Okay, and we need to face what we need to face today. So we need to upgrade to the four momentum zone. Drop all this mind power, this power, chi power, all these things that never exist in the traditional Chinese martial arts history. We don't need to waste time there anymore. Okay? And if you want to talk about this chi and everything, just get my book, the 613-3. Everything is there already. The basic Wing Chun Queen science and art, everything is there. Nothing go out from the boundary. Okay? It might get deeper, which is outside to the book. Okay? The book cover the general. It might get deeper, but it never get out from the boundary of my basic ancient Wing Chun art and science book, 613-3. Okay, so this is for you today. I hope that we Wing Chun all progress. It's not about lineage. It's not about, I win and you lose. I'm better than you. Got nothing to do with that. It's not my mission. My mission is that let's help each other to get better. It's like, again, I said, like the Tesla car. They have the best technology, however, they share in open source to everybody. So everybody win at the end. Okay, we cannot just living in a world that, hey, I win, you all die. Okay, there's no such thing. Only you win, that I win. That is the bottom line. Okay. So this is for you today.